They walked among us, unseen, unknown, killing in ways so brutal police could hardly believe it was human. Some left messages, others left nothing but fear. And the worst part, they were never caught. Some crimes leave behind evidence, some leave behind clues, and some leave behind nothing at all, except fear, questions, and an empty space where justice should be. Today, we are re-stepping into the chilling world of the most bizarre, unsolved serial killer cases of the 20th century. These are not just true crime stories. These are gruesome killings, cold case murders, and unsolved homicides that still haunt detectives and armchair investigators alike. We'll explore the signature killing methods, the murder weapons, and the twisted minds behind the crimes, from cryptic letters to brutal crime scenes. So lock your doors, keep the lights on, and prepare yourself. Case 1, the Zodiac Killer, late 1960s, Northern California. The Zodiac Killer doesn't just murder, he plays a psychological game. His killing methods vary: shooting couples in parked cars, stabbing young victims in daylight. One attack involved binding the victims before stabbing them multiple times with a hunting knife, leaving a grisly crime scene that would terrify even seasoned detectives. He sends taunting letters and cryptograms to newspapers, boasting about his crimes and mocking police. The killer claims as many as 37 victims, but only 5 murders are officially confirmed. Despite handwriting analysis, suspects, and public appeals, the Zodiac case remains one of the most infamous unsolved serial killer cases in American history. Case 2, Hinterkaifeck Murders, Germany, 1922. The Gruber family begins noticing disturbing signs: footprints leading from the woods to their farm, but none leading back. Soon after, tragedy strikes. The killer lures family members into the barn one by one and murders them with a heavy mattock, a brutal blunt-edged farming tool. The blows crush skulls and leave horrifying wounds. Even the maid and a baby are not spared. Most disturbing of all, the murderer stays in the house for days afterward, eating meals, stoking the fire, feeding the animals. The case is an enduring, unsolved mass murder in European criminal history. Case 3, the Axeman of New Orleans. New Orleans, 1918. A figure prowls the night, breaking into homes while the victims sleep. He uses their own axes or cleavers to kill, often striking the head and neck, causing massive trauma and instant death. In several cases, the weapon is left at the scene, slick with blood. In one eerie twist, the Axeman sends a letter to a newspaper claiming he will spare anyone who plays jazz loudly on a specific night. The entire city blasts music, and no one dies that night. To this day, no one knows the identity of the man behind this series of gruesome axe murders. Case 4, Cleveland Torso Murderer, Cleveland, 1930s. The killer's method is both brutal and chilling: decapitation and dismemberment. Victims are often homeless or vulnerable individuals, making identification difficult. Some bodies are found with chemical burns on the skin, suggesting the killer may have tried to destroy evidence. In other cases, the heads are never recovered. Elliot Ness himself leads the investigation, but despite interrogations, raids, and surveillance, the serial killer crime scenes keep appearing until they suddenly stop. The Cleveland Torso murders remain one of America's darkest cold cases. Case 5, Bible John, Glasgow, Scotland, late 1960s. 3 women are found murdered after leaving the same dance hall. Witnesses recall a man quoting Bible verses before leaving with each victim. The killing method is consistent: strangulation combined with severe blunt force trauma. In all 3 cases, the women's handbags are missing, suggesting a possible trophy-taking habit. Despite the city's largest manhunt at the time, Bible John disappears into history, his name forever tied to one of the UK's most haunting unsolved homicide investigations. Case 6, Oakland County Child Killer, Detroit Suburbs, 1976. 4 children are abducted, held for several days, and then killed. The cause of death varies: asphyxiation, gunshot wounds, and in one case, possible poisoning. Each victim is meticulously cleaned and dressed before being left in a public location. A disturbing display of control and ritual. No forensic evidence is found. No witnesses come forward. The killings suddenly stop, leaving the community with an unbearable cold case mystery. Some believe the killer died. Others think he still walks among us. From the Zodiac's taunting letters to the Axeman's jazz ultimatum, these brutal murder cases remain unsolved decades later. If you love true crime stories, unsolved serial killer mysteries, and cold case investigations, subscribe and join me as we continue exploring the world's darkest crimes. Which of these unsolved homicide cases chilled you the most? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.